Hi my loves, and welcome to this short upper body stretch. So this is going to be a brilliant short class to kind of do during the working day, in the middle of the day. It's going to be brilliant to do at any point, but it's purposefully going to be taught in a way that you can do it, you know, if you were at your desk, if you were seated. I'm sitting down, so if you wanted to sit down and do the practice, you could feel free to, but if you're in a chair, that's absolutely fine. So it's purposefully a really short one to just give you a little bit of time to connect, feel into the body, and kind of stretch out if you've been sat down for quite a while. So as I said, starting in seated, regardless of whether you're down or if you're in a chair, just finding a comfortable spot, so maybe having a wiggle around in your seat and just placing hands onto the knees or onto the thighs. And closing down through the eyes, just starting by taking a big releasing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. So just sighing, just starting to let go, taking one more, inhaling and exhaling. And then just allowing that breath to fall back to wherever it was before. So allowing a nice natural breath there. We're not trying to change the breath, we're just being aware of how everything is feeling in this moment. So you might want to start with the hands on the knees to just take a wiggle. So take a wiggle just through the shoulders and just notice how the body's feeling. So particularly that upper body, notice if there's any tension anywhere. So that tension normally resides in those usual places, you know, on the shoulders, upper back. But maybe it's being a little bit sneaky today, so that tension could be anywhere. It could maybe be in the face, in the jaw. So just taking a scan over the body, noticing where that tension might be, just being aware. And then just focusing back in on that breath. So when you're ready, then dropping the chin down through chest and just gently fluttering open eyelids. And starting to take some gentle movement through the head, through the neck. So as we inhale, just taking the left ear around to the left shoulder. As we exhale, dropping the chin back down through center. Inhale, right ear up to right shoulder. So just moving between the two sides. And this can be really slow, it can be really fast. So just seeing if you can link it in with that breath. So moving the head at the pace that the breath is flowing. Might be that you take the head all the way back, so you take a full circle opening up through the throat. If you take those full circles, just going in both directions. Just taking that moment to pause, notice how the head, how the neck is feeling. And seeing if we can just soften, so trying to allow everything to soften, finding just ease through that movement. And then we're going to start taking the gaze just forwards. As we inhale, just drawing shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, roll them back. So we're just finding that opening through the chest. And take this a couple of times. So inhale, really drawing up. Exhale, rolling back. So it's almost as if you can feel those shoulder blades. Just finding some space as they move down. Taking a few. And then from here, as we inhale, just taking that right hand up into the air and allowing that right hand to drop back down. Taking left hand and just finding that elbow and just gently tugging. So it's just a gentle pull. We're just opening up through the chest. It might be that if you've got the bind, you can take that left hand behind you and find a link through the fingertips. So just lifting up, growing tall. Almost as if you've kind of got a string coming from the crown of your head and it's just gently pulling you up. Just taking one more inhale here. Exhale, just releasing both of the arms. You might again want to take a little wiggle. And then this time inhale, taking that left arm up, allowing left arm to drop behind the back, and then taking right hand to that left elbow. Gentle pull here. Or maybe you take that right hand behind, find the bind with the fingertips. And again, just opening, growing that little bit taller. Just taking one more inhale. exhale, releasing that grasp if you've got it. And then just drawing both of the arms round to the front. We're going to take hold of opposite shoulders here. And we're going to breathe in and lift up. And as we exhale, just allow everything to round. So rounding through that back, dropping chin to chest, releasing the head. As we inhale here, we're going to open up through the arms and just find a cactus shape. So just moving through almost a seated cat-cow. So as we exhale, finding that cross with the arms, rounding through the back. As we inhale, starting to open up. And just taking this one more time. So exhale, closing. Inhale, opening. Maybe that gaze drishti even goes up towards the ceiling. Exhale, just drawing hands back down, coming back to neutral. We're going to take the right arm out towards the side of the body and just start to tilt the head over towards the left. Now you're going to notice here, this might already feel like quite a strong stretch. So moving all the way from the fingertips, all the way up the arm, into the upper back, into the neck. So just notice if you start to flex through that right hand, that intensifies the stretch. So you might just take a second here to flex through that hand. Just taking it down and then up. If it feels like the stretch could even be made that little bit deeper, you might choose to take that left hand and just gently place it on the head and draw the head over towards that left hand side. Staying with the breath here. And then gently releasing, just coming to find the other side. So left arm comes out this time, taking that head over towards the right. And then just gently starting to flex through the hand. And again, you might take that right hand up towards the head and just gently tug. So we're not pulling anything here, we're just easing that stretch that little bit more. Taking one more. And then just releasing, taking those hands back down towards the knees. From here, just taking a little bit more movement through the spine. So the hands are on the thighs, just allowing the belly to round, allow the head to drop down. And then you might draw the hands up, the legs, and just open through the chest, taking that gaze up. So exhaling to round. Inhaling to find that lift, that opening. Just taking one more, exhale round. Inhale to lift. And then when you next come back through neutral, it's taking the right hand towards the left knee or the left thigh. Taking this left hand just behind us. As we inhale, finding a little bit of length through the body. Exhale, finding a twist. It might be that you take that gaze drishti behind you. Feeling that opening here. So as we inhale, breathing in, finding that length through the body. As we exhale, finding that twist, finding that little bit more space. One more inhale here. Exhale, just switching over to the other side. So left hand comes towards the right knee, right hand behind us. Inhale, find that length. Exhale, twist. From here, just taking one more inhale. Exhale, just gently release back through center. As we come through, I'm going to inhale again. Last bit, just taking those arms up towards the sky, finding an interlace through the fingers, so taking palms up, gazing up towards the hands, just finding that little bit of length. Drawing one more breath in. As we exhale, just taking those hands over to the right. It's a nice long line of energy through the left side of the body. Inhale, drawing back up through center. Exhale, taking those hands over to the left. Inhale, drawing back up. Exhale, just releasing, hands down. Dropping chin down through chest. Closing through the eyes. And just taking a moment here for gratitude. So thank you to yourselves for just finding the time to check in. So you might just re-ask yourself those questions now. How does the body feel? Does the tension maybe feel a little bit eased? How does the breath feel? So we're always just questioning through that practice. When we're ready, breathing in through the nose. Exhale, releasing out through the mouth. Gently opening those eyes back up. So just coming back into the space. And just closing that practice gently. So if you want to take a few more minutes, feel free to. Thank you guys so much for practicing today. I really wanted to make sure that this class was one that can be kind of squeezed into a really busy day. I know that quite often we do not have the time in our lives or the luxury of being able to kind of roll out the mat and sit down, or, you know, do all of those things that make our yoga practice that little bit nicer. And our yoga practice can be done, you know, at any stage, hence the wearing, you know, jeans and a shirt today. Just wanted to prove that you can draw that practice in no matter how much time you've got. So I hope it was helpful, and I hope to see you on the channel again soon.